Hello everybody. So today we are going to be doing our Mindful Monday video 7, I believe. What we're going to be talking about today is kind of stepping it up a notch around being able to, one, mindfully or with a focused mind, be able to label and describe and observe our emotions. So we're going to be focusing solely on emotions today, and more specifically around emotions that may be kind of difficult to tolerate or sit with. And that's going to be different for everybody, right? So how we're going to do this observing and describing of our emotions is by continuing to be non-judgmental. So we can talk a little bit about that. Continuing to do it one thing at a time, right? So solely focusing on that one emotion. And then lastly, we are going to try to do what works. So that's going to be the main focus of today. Doing what works in terms of what's going to be helpful to allow you to tolerate what that emotion is doing to your body, to your thoughts, and how you're responding to it so that you are better able to move on with your day and that it doesn't completely take over. So how we're going to do this is with an exercise that I wanted to practice with you today that I'm going to encourage you to do throughout your week. So the first step of this exercise is going to be to start by thinking of an emotion that's maybe, or a situation that's going to prompt an emotion that's kind of intense and not so pleasant. Maybe a situation that may prompt embarrassment or shame or guilt or sadness. Maybe some emotions that we usually don't talk about as frequently. So take just a couple seconds to think of the situation. Sort of bring yourself back to that moment for a few seconds. And allow yourself to think of how your body is responding to the situation I'm asking you to think about, maybe over the last week, last couple weeks. The situation doesn't need, from like a 0 to a 10 in intensity, it doesn't need to go past an 8. So we don't want you to feel super out of control here. Try to keep it maybe below an 8 in intensity. So take a second to just think about the situation and start observing physical sensations, maybe where your thoughts are going. So I'm going to do this with you. Okay. So take a second and pause. I'm going to tell you what I observed. And I realized that my thoughts actually turned pretty negative. What do I mean by negative? It's not very descriptive. So my thoughts became pretty judgmental. And I was using words that were actually making other emotions come up, like embarrassment or guilt, sadness, and what happened to my body is that I started noticing that my heart rate actually went up. My muscles became more tense. I noticed that my face shifted and my eyebrows furrowed. And I'm even having kind of a hard time talking to you right now. So what did you notice? Think about it and kind of take in this information, because this is going to be really good for us. So what I want you to realize is that even though you're having a reaction to what I asked you to think about, is that you're still here, you're still present in this moment, you're safe, and we have some options now, right? if you're noticing that your heartbeat is running fast, that your thoughts are kind of scrambled, that you're having a hard time really sitting still and just became really restless, this gives us information to figure out what we want to do next, what we are going to feel like is going to be effective. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So for me, I think just sitting with the feelings and the sensations, kind of breathing through them, allows me to kind of tell myself that it's okay. Like I'm gonna be okay with just sitting here, right? It gives me really good information, and I may not need to do much problem solving or like active skills. For you, it may be the same, right? You may just be able to think about it, and the more we think about these situations, they start to lose their effect, right? The intensity of the emotion becomes less intense because you start to realize that you can tolerate it. That's the beauty of allowing ourselves to feel, that it's okay to experience these painful emotions or uncomfortable emotions. The more we run away from them, the less capable we are of really dealing with them, right? So I want you to really take this exercise home with you today and try to practice that with, throughout the week. Try to take an emotion that's maybe kind of difficult for you to digest. Pause, observe and describe what's going on. If you're feeling like you really just can't sit there, maybe time how long you were able to sit with the thoughts and the feelings and the sensations of that related to that emotion. And then, maybe you're only able to do it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Try to sit with it again later in the week and try it for maybe 15 seconds or 20 seconds and slowly start to expand the amount of time that you're able to sit with that experience. You can do this, right? This is mindfulness. This is one of the big pieces of mindfulness for us to gain some greater control over our emotions in a really healthy, genuine, and effective way. So I hope this helped. We're going to talk about much more how being effective is going to work with our emotions and our thoughts. So keep watching.